Hello everyone and welcome back to Exploring in Portugal. I'm Jay, Cody is on camera, and we are back with another house tour. And this is a very cool, very special property. It is called Quinta Vida Verde and it is currently operated as a bed and breakfast. It does have a current AL license, but as all things, you want to make sure that will carry over to a new purchase before you buy it and plan to run it as a business yourself. We're gonna look over here really quick and show you the main house is right here. Over my left shoulder, and then this is part of the rental space that they have for the bed and breakfast. There's also two tent-like rentals and one studio kind of building that we will see in a little bit. This house is, the main house is a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom. The two tents have, it's basically a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom tent, but it can accommodate 5 guests in a very family-friendly layout. And then the studio rental is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom. And this one over here is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So we're looking at quite a lot of space, quite a lot of bedrooms, quite a lot of bathrooms, and lots of flexibility with what you use the space for. We are located just outside Pombal. We're about 20 minutes away from Pombal, which is the closest train station and your kind of major access point to all other parts of Portugal. Coimbra is about 45 minutes away. Porto is about an hour and a half away, and Lisbon is about 2 hours away. But you're not too far from the major roadways that will lead you to all parts of Portugal and beyond if you want. The house itself has septic tanks for each separate unit, and then a mains electric, mains water, and fiber internet. I also have about 3 to 4 bars, depending on where I am on the property, of 4G cell phone service, so you have that as well. On the land, we're looking at about 1.6 hectares, a little bit less than that, but it's all very beautiful and usable space for growing things, for having your kind of rural accommodation. The places you see where dwellings are is the urban land. The rest is rural, so you can't build on it except if you build potentially a temporary structure. We'll talk about that in a little bit because there's some interesting things you might be able to do with this space. Direction-wise, right now I am facing east. So the sun is currently, it's let's see, 12:45 p.m. So we're still in kind of the springtime. The sun is currently right up over here, but during the summer it's going to shift and be over this way a little bit more. So this is south, this is east, behind the house is west. And of course, then we have north over this way. The sun is basically going to travel from about here going this way. So the front part of the house over here, which is where the saltwater pool is located, will be in full sun most of the day during the summer. So now let's take a tour of the house. So this is the front of the main house, and one thing I do want to point out is the current owners put a lot of time, money, and effort into renovating this property so that you don't have to. This was basically just like a ruined shed, essentially. All the other units weren't here, and this main house needed a lot of renovation, which they started doing a few years ago, continued in 2021, and are still working on. So there are a few places that are left, but the major things like the bathroom and the kitchens are done. Out here we do have an outdoor area. This is a public area for the B&B if you do run it as a business. They have a nice ping pong table. Over here there's a cute little sandbox for kids. The owners do have a kid, so you'll see a lot of things directed at kids, but this is also a family-friendly like B&B, so you can bring your kids and they'll have a lot of activities to do already set up. And then this nice covered area right here for eating your breakfast. And now we're going to head into the house. And as you can see, it does have the AL license currently. So we are in an entryway. There is space for jackets and shoes and things, so you're not kind of bringing that all into the house. And then coming this, oh, really quick, do want to point out they do have the aluminum doors that are like, I mean, this is a very thick door, not only double pane windows, but efficient windows. So it's high efficiency windows and doors. So it's a very well, these guys are gonna, they've got a couple of dogs that are gonna follow us around, I think. They do have a current D rating for energy, but that's just because they have not had the certificate redone since they made all the changes to the house. But with the insulated doors and windows, that will probably increase it quite a bit. All right, now come on in, and we're gonna swing this way This is one of the areas that has been newly remodeled. This was done in 2021, so everything in here is pretty much brand new. We do have like the countertops. I believe these look like, almost look like slate. I'm not sure, I forgot to ask that question. But very nice countertops. We have some really nice soft close drawers on the drawers right here. You can see it closing. Some nice kind of neutral backsplash, but it's a nice neutral kitchen with all the things you need in it, and most of it is brand new. New oven. We've got the electric hob right here. Yeah, this really nice sink. I like this sink a lot, actually. So nice big sink, which a lot you don't get a big sink in Portugal. You get the smaller ones, but this one's a nice big deep one. Again, this does function as a business. So if you're going to run it as a bed and breakfast, this is where you would cook the breakfast.
Well, you have this other area off to the left here.
Yeah.
That's an additional area where you can host.
Yep. So this is the bathroom. Now this bathroom has not been fully renovated, but it is still a very nice, very functional bathroom. And I don't even see any cosmetic issues with like the tiles and everything. So you could just keep it like this. It is a fine enough bathroom. They do have the laundry machine in here.
I'm not a super orange person.
But
this doesn't bother me, and the only thing that I would do personally would be maybe update the two light fixtures in here. But so other than that, it's a very straightforward, nice bathroom. But what I really like...
Hold on, it's got the towel bar, and it does have a tub. Just want to point that out.
Yeah, and it's a bigger tub than what we have at home. And the towel warmers are really nice. But what's really nice and convenient is I like how there's this outdoor bathroom access. So right here, you have an additional bathroom, so you can have people come in and use your bathroom without necessarily coming in into the house through your whole home.
So this space is essentially just for the host or the owner of the property. We do need to watch out for this guy right here. He can't see us very well, so we're just going to make sure we stay out of his way as he moves around. I also, just really quick, scan down to the floor of the kitchen, because I love that. I love the tile choices they make here. It has a very modern feel to it while still feeling kind of authentic Portuguese, and the use of different materials and things. Now, they did say that this color right here was like the whole house. So they did a lot of painting, and they said, you know, we like this color, but not the whole house. But they kept a few touches there so you can see what it used to look like. All right, now heading this way, we are coming into the living room and dining room space of the main house. So they opened up the door here. So there was one small door here and nothing over there. So they've opened up this space very nicely. I want you to kind of scan up and see these two very large wood beams going across here. It just makes it feel very almost cabin-like, but just very warm and rustic without being rustic. You have a nice, comfortable, modern, renovated house here. They just kept a lot of touches that, sorry, the dog just ran into Cody. Okay.
You didn't run into me, you ran into the TV.
Oh, okay, he ran into the TV. I think he ran into the TV because he was going around you. We're going to go to the outside area of this house afterwards, but a few other things I just want to point out that I love about this house is this beautiful antique chandelier over the dining room table here. We do have a radiator over here by Cody's side. There's another radiator over here. So you're going to get a nice warm house in the winter time. And then in the summertime, you're going to get that solar warmth from there, but it's not going to be too harsh. It's just a door, and it is an insulated door, but you can open it, get some warm air, and then do a cross breeze by opening up both of them.
And then you got the nice warm wood-burning stove.
Warm wood-burning stove right there. Now we're going to head this way into this part of the house. They did say this is one room they have not renovated yet. This is their bedroom, so it was low priority for them. They wanted to make sure the rest of the house was pretty good to go. So this space has not been renovated. It is pretty original to how it was when they bought it, but coat of paint, maybe some new flooring, although these are fine. I think they're laminate, but just a coat of paint, and this room will be pretty much done. The window is currently the double or highly insulated. This one also has a screen on it. I think it is a temporary screen, so you could remove it if you want, but it has the screen on there so you don't get all the bugs in your house. And now coming into here, this is a renovated bathroom. So this bathroom was renovated. I'm gonna have Cody actually come in and kind of swing around because I want to show the tile. So come in, swing around. We've got some beautiful tile choices made here. I love this. It does have the rainfall shower head and the handheld there. It is a pretty spacious shower. I mean, Cody and I are in here together. It's a little crowded, a little tight, but it's not bad. Heated towel rack. It's got a nice big vanity right here and a toilet. No bidet in this one, but we do have the window back there. I don't know how easy it would be to open that because it's pretty far back, but you might not.
You know, I might need a stick.
And the tile again carries kind of in that window part there too. That I just really like that tile. So now we're coming back into the living room space. So the primary suite is located in the back of the house, the kitchen and a bathroom in the front, dining room, living room in the middle, and then we're going to head upstairs to look at the other bedrooms.
It's quite an open living room.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? And I think I made a mistake. I think earlier I said this was a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom main house. It's actually a 4-bedroom. Note over that I was wrong, but there are 3 bedrooms up here. One is a little small, so you might want to use that as an office space. But we have a nice big landing space here that they're currently using as like a dressing room and place to store their clothes. Because the primary bedroom downstairs is a little tight, but you have room up here to put more things. Coming in now, pretty good sized. The bed does take up the like floor wall to wall basically, but this is essentially a queen size bed right here. This I think is bigger than a double. I think it's a queen, so pretty big. They do have a radiator right here and more of that lovely green. They kept some of it in some places, but just a simple bedroom, great for a kid or if you need another office space. This is their son's bedroom right now, so you can see how it can be set up. I just noticed the cat. It can be set up as a perfect little space for a child. These bedrooms are about the same size. This one might be, I think actually it's exactly the same size. So this is how it would look if you had a twin bed in it versus a queen bed, but you could fit a queen bed in here if you wanted to. This is the smallest of the 3 bedrooms. I love that they kept the green ceiling in this one. If you can pan up and see the ceiling up here, that was the original like green look that this entire house had. So it's nice that they kept it in some places, but it would be a lot if that was all over your house. You could easily fit a twin bed right here, a dresser right here, and this would be a nice comfortable bed for another child or an office, or as they use it for, the linen storage for the rentals. So they have the window here that looks out. This would be north. So you're not going to get a lot of sunlight in here. So this would be a good place if you need an office where it's not super bright during the day.
I think it'd make a really good younger kids room because it is smaller, but you don't have to worry about the space as much because just as Jay's about to show you is there's this whole extra space out on the awning.
Keep this area in mind because I'm going to bring it up again in a minute. Out here is this amazing covered space. So that room we were just at is against this wall right here. This is the width of the house right here. And right now they have it set it up both as a playroom space for their son, as well as like a summertime lounge space. And behind me, this is east. So this is not going to be in the sunlight for most of the day in the summertime. So it's going to be a nice shaded, cool place to hang out and that you can have for just your family as you have your guests walking around over here. But this is a nice space for you to have for you. They also have approved plans already submitted that would turn this into another primary suite. There are water hookups over here, so you could either turn that into these are not part of the plans. The plan, I believe, would be to put the bathroom here and the bedroom part here. But if you wanted even more space, you could turn that one into a bathroom. And that could almost be a bathroom for these 2 bedrooms, and then a bathroom for this bedroom. Essentially, you could turn the house into a 4 to 5 bedroom and then a 4 to 5 bathroom, depending on how you lay it out. But again, options, or I would just personally keep it like this. I love this space. It's very peaceful out here. Like we can hear birds chirping, and that's it. I don't see any neighbors. There's one house right over here that you can see. Other than that, you're in a nice private little space. Birds, but no dogs barking, no like sound of traffic, no airplane sound,
No tractors.
no tractors. I say that just as I hear a plane, but that was the first plane I've heard.
What's also really nice is you have this separate exit and entrance right here as well. So this could be finished as like an older kid's room or a separate kind of dwelling. So like if you wanted someone to kind of come and go without coming and going through your house, this works.
Yes, so it would have its own private entrance. Or again, just leave it as it is because it's already so nice. The flooring in here is cork flooring. It's what was in here when they moved in. They said they kept it because it's really insulating and it helps hold the heat in. It's not the prettiest, so if you wanted to cover it, you could, but it's very functional and it's in very good condition.
I don't mind it.
I don't either, but
yeah. I've seen uglier cork, to be honest.
If you also have a dog, they have a little doggy door. If you have a little dog or cats, they have a little door so you can access the patio space room in here too. I do want to point out there's a nice open space over here too that's kind of covered up by this bigger dresser. Another office or a kid's workspace. You could put it right here and they can look out the window, and we'll see that in a minute. That is my favorite view from this property. Although the whole thing is beautiful, that's probably the best. But we'll see that better in a second when we head outside. And I think I'm gonna go back out the front and just walk around the property from there. Before we go all the way outside, I want to point out the staircase here. So come out here. This is a newly tiled staircase. They did renovate it. So all of this is new. It's very beautiful. It's just a fun, again, feels Portuguese, authentic Portuguese while still being older. And then we're back out into the front where we started. We're gonna head this way. Cody already pointed this out, but I'll just point it out again really quickly. You do have the half bath outside for your guests, so they don't have to go into the house. We're gonna start looking at the property now, so I'm just gonna rattle off what trees they have here, because again, I am not gonna be able to identify them. Cody might be able to get a few. They have orange, lemon, the marmalade trees, plum, peach, olive, fig, persimmon, apple, walnut, cherry, pear, apricot, almond, and pomegranate, and then vines. So a lot of trees, a lot of options, a lot of fresh fruit that you can pull off the vine and use as part of your B&B or just part of the experience. Let your guests pull their own fruit. Coming this way, we have a beautiful outdoor kitchen. I am a sucker for outdoor kitchens. I think we all know this at this point, and I do love this one too. So they have a sink, they have the barbecue space right here. They also do have a charcoal barbecue right over there that you can use that or get a gas one. And then the bread oven right here. And it's a pretty good size. Very, again, traditional Portuguese and very, just fun and inviting. Like this would be a really fun space to hang out in.
Well, it's also south-facing, but it's not like directly in the sun either, so you'll get good sun exposure without it beating on you all day, because the Portuguese sun here is quite intense.
It can be very, especially in the summer. Now I am facing south, and we are covered, and it goes down pretty low, so if you're sitting down, you get to enjoy the view, but then the sun isn't beating out on you like all day long. And then heading over this way, we have an orange tree right here. And I know it's an orange tree because it has oranges on it. So if it has the fruit on it, I can do pretty good. This is now off of the living room, dining room space, which is right there. You come out here and you have another covered sitting space where you can serve your breakfasts or have a meal and just kind of enjoy this really lovely outdoor space. And you might have already caught a glimpse of it, but yes, right over here, we do have the saltwater pool. We will go down and take a closer look at that in a little bit. But we're gonna just kind of follow the flow of the property here. Lemon tree right here, and I love the location of this lemon tree because if you're sitting here and having a beer, you can just reach over, break off a lemon, squeeze it in, you've got your lemon. I hear a sheep, and I think that's the only other sound other than birds that I've heard. So there's a couple of sheep that live in the property down below this one.
And it's definitely spring because all the flowers have come out and the
Yeah.
birds have not stopped chirping.
And I mean, you can just see, even in the past week, the little, maybe not that one as much, but this one right here for sure, these little guys. And she said they just showed up like yesterday. So if you come here in 2 weeks, this place will be much different looking because you will have all the leaves on the trees. Okay, for this I'm gonna have, actually let's go look over here really fast before we get to the tent. Because this is gorgeous. And from here you can see that there are terraces and they go all the way down to, I don't know how well we're going to pick this up, but there's a dirt road way down there at the bottom. The boundary is actually that stone wall just before the dirt road. So that's your boundary line. The property is terraced, so it's not like a steep hill drop off. And then going this way, just over here, there's like a stone, kind of up over it, there's a stone wall property line going this way. We'll get a better view of that, but primarily I wanted to bring Cody here so that he can spin around when he's done showing you, to show you this beautiful tent rental. So this is a tent. It is considered a temporary structure, and they do have permission to have it on here. They actually have 2 of them. We're going to only look inside of one. We're going to go to the deck of the other one, but that one is not ready for rentals yet. That's still winterized. So we're just going to look inside this one, but just know the 2 are exactly the same. So come on in. We have a very large deck here that it's large enough to have a picnic table. I can imagine this is where most people will eat their meals because you can look out and see this beautiful view. A little lounge area here. And then in here we have a bit of a kitchenette. So this is a gas hob. And then we have a sink, so you can cook meals here if you would like. Before you come in, I just want to point out the one thing. This has been maintained. It is good to go. But the roof up here will probably need to be replaced within the next year or 2. And that will cost about 2,000 euros.
Yep, this tent has 2 roofs, so you have the canvas part of the tent, and then above it is the vinyl part, which is what Jay was talking about being replaced. And then it's probably been 8 years or so, so it's time to replace kind of thing.
Figure it'll last between 8 to 10 years. Then you'll have to replace it again. But in the meantime, you have this really incredible space to use as a rental. So come on in and take a look. We have got the kitchen here, the fridge and microwave are over here, a nice big dining room table right here too. So you have a couple of options if it's raining out there, even though it's covered, if the wind's blowing it in, you have it fully covered here. These windows do roll down so you can close them up. Coming in here, so there is a door that slides this way. So it's got the barn style door. And that is for the bathroom. So yes, this tent has a very, very nice bathroom in it. We have kind of the sink with it's almost like a bowl sink on top of the vanity. And then we have the shower. And come on in here because I want you to look up. I just love this shower. So it's got, again, the rainfall shower head coming from top as well as the handheld. And then again, we got the vanity over there, the toilet. You're set up. It's everything you need inside of this luxury tent. They have this area here set up with a bed, and then over here they have 3 beds in here. So they have a bunk bed here and then another twin bed here. So 5 guests could stay in here. Alternatively, if you wanted to, if you want to move things around, you could put like a queen-sized bed in here and turn that into like a living room. But the way it is right now, it makes it so it's an accommodation for a family of 5. Same thing with the other tent down below. So right now we're talking at least 10 guests between these 2 or a total of 10 guests between the two tents, but then there's even more rental space. So just keep that in mind with how many people you could entertain, how many people could live here, how many people you could rent it out to.
Retreat.
Host a retreat. Careful of the stairs. And then you come down, and this is kind of the dedicated yard space to the tent. Now, when you're inside the tent, when you're standing out here, you don't see the main house. I can see the roof of the other tent and then just this. So it's a very private space, even though it's pretty close to the main house.
And they said they were going to open up this year, March 22nd?
Yeah, so next week already, or 2 weeks from now, basically. Back here, this was newly rebuilt. This is where the water heater, electric, all that
gas,
fun stuff. It is solar water in this one, but in the other tent, it is all gas. But this is brand new. They just rebuilt this to keep it up to code. So that has been done for you. And again, we're in kind of the off season. In the summertime, there's going to be people here. Everything's going to be in bloom. It's going to be really colorful and just very pretty. It's kind of a shame it's not more sunnier out, although it does look like it's trying really hard to clear up right now.
Keeps peaking every now and then.
And we're now at the pool. This is a saltwater pool. The heater and things like that are over there. It does have a robot cleaner that's going right now. So that's, if you hear a buzz in the background, it's the little vacuum robot dude who's just
and he pops the pool light out.
Oh, he did pop the pool light out.
But you just pop it back.
Yeah, so that thing floating there in the pool, that's the light. You can just pop it right back in.
But very relaxing.
Lounging.
You have lots of seating, open space going on here. Got a lovely stone tiling going around.
Yep.
Would you call it tiling? Just stonework around the pool?
Stonework. I don't think it's, not quite tiling.
You said it was a saltwater pool?
Saltwater pool.
Okay.
And then coming over here, you have a little patio space. That again, it lets you take in just the incredible views. Come over here and stand on the edge here, because there's a few other things. I'm not going to go all the way down there, but there is a tree house built into that olive tree right there. They've got a couple of swings so that you can sit there, again, enjoy the view.
But you have lots of plum trees and lots of different fruit trees around the garden. Kind
of scan up and show the tent up over here now that we're further back from it, just so you can see what it looks like from further back. And you can see the roof that they're saying has to be replaced now a little bit better. It's coming off of that wooden support system. So that will need to be replaced, but that's, besides that and the primary bedroom that needs some paint, that's about it. You could move right in. Again, this is another move in, set your stuff down, and you are good to go.
And a nice balance between like private and public space, or shared space, I should say.
Shared space, yeah. I am going to go down to the second tent just to show the view and what's around it. We're not going to go in, but we're going to start by going here first. This is the studio space that's part of the rental. She pointed out how this patio is original to the house. They haven't renovated it. If you want to, you can, but it does have like a really cool kind of historic vintage vibe to it.
Well, the story is they used to lay the hay out.
Yes,
to dry.
Lay the hay out to
dry. So they used to dry the hay out here on the stone, and then they would store it in this building. So
this is the hay storage building, which obviously has gotten a ton of work. So this is just a studio space. We have the bed. I mean, I think this is a queen. You could easily fit a king. You could even put a couch in here if you wanted more furniture. But this is one of the rentals. This will be good for 2 people. So now we're up to 12 potential guests at the B&B. Over here is the bathroom. And this is, it's got a bit of almost like a mix of rustic and modern charm that I love. So very beautiful little vanity with the sink right here. We have the toilet and then the shower. And again, another very high Cody friendly shower head.
That's a big one too.
It's really big. And rainfall shower head. And again, the handheld. And I love the tile in here. Again, this whole space has been recently renovated, so everything's pretty new and it's done for you. You just move in, start renting it, or whatever. And again, every window is that high efficiency window, more than double glazed, she said. And also make sure you get the ceiling in this one, because I really like how they kept the wood beams of the shed and just kind of fixed up everything around it. There's your beautiful view. And as you can see, there are screens on some of these windows too, which is very nice and not very common here. And then we're back out into the beautiful sunlight now. Told you if we waited a little bit longer, we get some sun today. And we're gonna go this way next.
Got your cherry tree right here.
These are some vines, so you can get some grapes growing. Previously, this section right here, where you see the kind of the wood outline, this was a garden. It's currently not functioning as a garden, but you just dig it up and you can reuse it as a garden if you want to. And coming over this way.
They have lots of mint here.
Yes, there's wild mint just everywhere.
And then they have lots of olive trees.
Yep. And we're going to see there's another side of the property on the other side that we're going to go to. It's kind of set up as a kid's place. And that area, it was over here. That area has a lot of really old olive trees, very big old olive trees. So I'm now standing outside of the second tent. Again, we're not going to go inside, but I wanted to bring you here.
Well, the tent layout's the same.
It's exactly the same.
The exact same.
To just see this beautiful view that you have at the second tent. Actually, go up onto the deck, because I thought the view from the deck was very, very lovely. So there's your view. And that's, you know, I think one of the biggest highlights of this property. You will notice there is some burnt trees. So unfortunately, this area did have a fire. I want to say it was 2021, 2022.
I think you said 2 or 3. No, God,
21. Years
after COVID have just ruined my brain. I think you said it was 2018 or
no, it was after COVID. It was more recently than that.
Okay.
So yes, that did happen. The house was fine. Everything here was fine because they maintained the property, and if you maintain your property, that acts as a fire line. You could easily put another tree house right in this one. It's like perfectly set up for it.
Good climbing tree.
Yeah. I'm getting a bit of wind, so I'm going to cover my mic so it's not just wind. All right. So this is the backside now of the studio rental. Over here, they have animal storage, basically. So they kept goats. The goats are currently not here, but they did keep goats here on the property. The neighbor down below has some sheep. So that road we just crossed is a public track that occasionally the neighbor drives on. And sometimes he brings his sheep up too. So you'll probably see him go down there to take care of his sheep, but it's not going to be used by
not used daily, that's
the general
sure.
public. So this is a fully fenced in animal pen. What do you want to keep? You can keep it here because it's all fully fenced in. This black fencing back here, that is the property line on this side. So it's not much, but if you are looking for a multi-use property where you want to keep some livestock, there is a shed here.
Enough room for some goats.
Yeah. We got some storage up here. Nice big space. Already got some goat running space. Looks like, I think they said they used to have rabbits too. You can have chickens, sheep, you know, whatever you want. Now we are back at the front of the house where we started our tour. And we're going to go take a look now at the last rental space over here. Parking wise, easily fit as many cars as you need. Our car is right there. It is not, you should not park there. And you'll see why.
That's the other public road.
Yeah, there is a public track there. In here, it is set up as storage space as well as the support stuff for the rentals. So the washer dryers over here, they have where they can store some extra food. They also said they do let the guests come in here and use this washer and dryer. You can use the kitchen in here. There's the water heater if you want to spin around and take a look at this big guy, because that's a huge water heater.
Yep, and so this is the water heater, and the heat pump on the outside is for both houses here. So the main house and then the side house, which this used to be the donkey house.
Yeah, this the next door one. This
Yeah.
was like, yeah, a donkey stable at one point. It's now been converted into a shed. They did say they had plans to eventually convert this into another.
So they have the plans if you would like
to
them.
turn it into another rental space or another kind of studio space. But they said they needed the storage space more, and they needed to have that support space to do the laundry and things like that. So they kept it like this, but you can change it if you want. This is the most chill dog ever right there. So they got the donkey here to show you that this did used to be a donkey enclosure. Before we go up there, actually, I'm going to come over here and just show you the outside space that they have kind of set up for the main house. Now, again, everything in the front that we've seen so far, your guests, if you choose to have them, are going to be able to explore that space. This is a space that's private for you. So you close the gate that Cody is standing in, and you would have a private space back here. They have a little lean-to shed, kind of storage space. This is the door that leads into the living room of the main house. So they have a little space set up here to eat, a little yard space right here, hang dry your clothes. Now coming over here, this is where I wanted to kind of show you a few things. So this road right here is like she said, 3 times a year, you might see a car driving up there. Otherwise, you can walk up there. When you get to the top, it's beautiful views. But this is public right here.
And it dead ends.
And it dead ends. And the hill back here is not part of the property. So their property basically goes to these 2 trees right here. And then it goes up the ridge and down. So we're kind of at the tight spot here.
We're kind of at the corner of the property.
But if you wanted to do some sort of a plan like a campground or maybe a caravan park, there's like legal requirements for the minimum amount of space. So say it's like 2 hectares. Right now the house is sitting on 1.6. So it's not quite enough, but this hill right here, this land over here, and she said some more land over across the road that we'll see in a minute. That is all owned by one owner and is currently for sale. So that would get you up past the 2 hectares, should that be something that you want.
And then right across from it is actually, there's this well where they do have like a small play place. What would you call it? Play set set up.
Yeah, play set. Okay, so this is now part of the property. This section is not. This section is. So their play place, all of these 100-year-old olive trees are part of the property. So if you really want that olive oil and you really want those old growth olive trees, I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that I can see from here, and I'm sure there's more further down that we can't see. Yeah, so you have
quite a bit.
All of that stuff here. And again, if you need more land, you can purchase the hill. You can purchase the little lot across the street. Coming now into here, we're going to start looking at the former donkey pen slash, it's 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bath. Rental space. So this is the final of the 4 potential rental spaces that come with the property. Again, pointing out the newly renovated staircase with the new tiles. We have, I mean, you're kind of the views aren't the best from this one, but you're kind of in the heart of all the activity up here. So you can see the spaces down here. The studio's over there, animal pens are over there, the road you come in on is over there.
Good lookout point.
Good lookout point. And then coming in here, we have, I mean, this is a full kitchen pretty, I mean, it's not full, but you do have your 2-burner hob. You've got a little mini fridge here. You have a sink. This could function as a rental, like a long-term rental. Maybe you have an employee that you want to house. They're actually, their parents live out here. So you have, again, more options, more spaces to do things. And we are standing inside the living room, dining room. It is big enough that you can have both. Over here is the newly renovated, a little loud, and the newly renovated bathroom. Again, it is a pretty nice space. I will point out a little bit small of a sink, but you know,
Big shower.
Nice big shower, actually. Again, it is a, let's see, it's a Cody friendly shower. So if you're tall, you are going to fit under here just fine. Rainfall shower head handheld there. We also still have the heated towel bar. Oh, it's on. I wasn't expecting that. So the heated towel bar right there. Now in here is it's a child's room basically. There's enough room to put the twin bed here, and they've got the bunk bed so you can have 2 kids staying in here. Room is pretty much for a twin bed. This is a great kid room. It does have really high ceilings, so it feels more spacious in here than I think it seems like it should be.
Very true.
It doesn't feel very tight at all. That's the only window you can really look out of and see other houses. And now we're going to go down the stairs here. Really nice marble staircase. And this brings you into like the primary suite area. Again, I believe this is a queen size bed. You could fit a king sized if you wanted a bigger bed, but this is the bed. You will notice that there's a sink right here, and that's because, I'm not even going to go in there because you can just go show them. That's a half bath right there. But that is just so that the guests staying down here don't need to go back upstairs to use the bathroom in the middle of the night. They have a nice bathroom for them down here.
It seems like a well thought out property for like holding events in my mind, because I could see like the yoga instructors, maybe 1 or 2 of them sharing this place and then renting out the other spaces. And then the hay place, I think, would be pretty accessible for people that are having a little difficulty with accessibility, whereas the tents are more for the little bit more rugged people. But I mean, to be honest, it's not that rugged because you're in a nice tent that's really big. You
could do yoga retreats. You could do couples retreats because you could host, let's see, basically a couple per unit. So you have 4 different units, 4 different couples. You could do like a family retreat sort of situation because 3 different families could very comfortably be housed here. Small family reunions. I don't know. I feel like you could even do, I don't know if there's special permitting or something, but I think this would be a really nice wedding venue. Like having the bride walk kind of out down by where that lower tent is, and they get married there, and you set up seats out there, and then you have the reception kind of up in here.
It would be a fun space for a wedding.
All right, so that was the 4th and final of the rentals. We just have a couple other things to show you, so we'll head out here. We've pretty much seen all of the inside areas. Over here, I'm just gonna walk over so we can see more of that extra land space as well as the road. We've been here an hour and a half or more. I have not seen or heard a single car
Definitely
drive
not
by.
a single car yet.
Yep, and then coming down here, oh, my hair. This is the part of the land that was for sale along with like this space over here. And you just have these old olive trees. Let's see if I can even count them now that I can see them better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Probably between like 13 and 15 because I'm sure I'm missing a couple. So these are really old growth olive trees. They're going to give you a ton of olives. Again, I mean, pull your olives down, bring it to your community press, and get that made, and you can have your own olive oil that you can give to your guests that you can use for cooking and preparing with. But I wanted to bring you out here to show there's like a couple houses over here. There's a house over there. There's a house that's way off in the distance on the other side. But otherwise, this is a very rural area, but again, you still have neighbors, and you're not far at all from if you keep taking this road, it leads through like, what, 6 little towns until you get to Pombal. And there's a Pingo Doce not too far away. And you can tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, because I still don't know. But churches, markets, mini mercados, shops, everything you need, about 5 to 10 minutes down this road, or go all the way to Pombal, which is about 20 minutes away. And that is where you're going to find the train station and the larger metropolitan area, not metropolitan, but the larger city area. And that has brought us full circle here to the front of the house where we started, and that was our tour. This house is being listed by Mandy Walker with IAD Portugal. We're going to put all of her information, the price of the house, and more details down below, so you can see all that information down there in the description. Contact Mandy if you would like a tour or more information about the house. And thank you for joining us on another home tour. I'm Jay, and that's Cody on camera. And again, we're exploring in Portugal, and we will see you again with another home tour very soon.